And some Native Americans are living up here somewhere 50 miles from that river, and there's a little tributary come off, so they get to go up there and go in with muskets and just blow them all away and say, this is our land, get off our land. It's crazy. And America doesn't even know this went on. They don't tell you that in school. When they try to teach you manifest destiny, they don't say, now they believe in the manifest destiny, which was racism. They don't tell you that, do they? Oh, we don't like al-Fatah, which is the same thing among the Arabs. You get in you divert the geographical boundaries of where Muslims are, and you are in our way, and we have claimed this for ourselves, and you cannot divert this, and if you do, you're at war with us, and we're in jihad with you. We don't like that, but we have our manifest destiny. Yeah, we're giants, aren't we? Bullies and tyrants. You know how frustrated I get? And I want to tell people all this. And you know who's going to listen? Nobody except the elect. I know that when they see me down here at the grocery store, here comes that nut again. And most of them will go, hi, Mr. Brown. Hi, Reverend Brown. I'm not even going to correct them. You think I'm going to tell them Reverend is the name of the Lord. I say, hey. And they watch me on TV. I asked one guy there, he said something. I said, you ever watch me on TV? Yes, I used to watch you. That was it. When they do that, don't talk to him anymore. If he wants to know something else, he'll ask you. Okay. Y'all realize this message I'm preaching this morning is enough to make people hostile and want to come do something? I wish somebody would come burn a cross on me, or at least I would know that I was striking a nerve. You know, if they did, I'd get me a clothes hanger out of the closet and put me a little marshmallow on the front of it and go out there. Those marshmallows. Do y'all realize how messed up America is in their thinking? America has been hypnotized by the preachers. We've just been mesmerized. We're just looking at everything that's nice and comfortable, and we're okay. We're free, white, and 21. That was a white saying in the 50s. I can free, white, and 21. I can do what I want. It's just, America's disgusting, isn't it? It's arrogant. We are just living in blind obedience to our masters, the politicians and the preachers. I hope Jesus comes soon. I'm tired of this place. I'm brokenhearted over it. You can tell people the truth and they look at you like you're crazy. Well, here it is in the Bible, and here it is. Look here. We got bookstores packed full of information. We got more tools than we could ever get to. We got libraries full of it. Nobody reads anything. Look here, chapter 10, verse 1. For the law having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image, not the icon or the likeness. The very image is spiritual Israel. The Old Testament, they had a temple. They had priests and kings, and God has made us priests and kings. They had an Ark of the Covenant that was sprinkled. Now our hearts are sprinkled. They had the law written on tables of stone, kept inside the Ark of the Covenant. Now the law is written on fleshy tables of heart. Everything they had over here, Colossians 2:14, the Bible says this was all blotted out. This was the shadow. Now the very image is the real. We're God's temple. We're God's house. We are the priests and kings. He's made us priests and kings. And the list goes on, and we can spend all day and all night. There's a spiritual Passover. There's a spiritual atonement. So he says, the law having a shadow of good things to come and not the very image, can never with those sacrifices which they offered year by year. Every year they offered these sacrifices. Continually to make the comers thereunto perfect. They started with Nisan, they started with Passover, and for 7 straight months they went into Tishrei. They went from March, April until September, October, and for For 7 straight months they had Passover, then they had Pentecost 50 days later, and the 10th day of the 7th month they had the Day of Atonement, and they had, in that 7th month, they also had the Feast of Tabernacles. That was all the shadow. And they offered those same sacrifices every year. For then would they not have ceased to be offered if they took away sin. They would have quit offering them, but they didn't take away sin, because that the worshipers once purged should have had no more conscience of sin. But in those sacrifices there is remembrance again made of sins every year, for it is not possible that the blood of bulls and goats should take away sins. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he saith, Sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared for me. And the body is the church. In burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin thou hast had no pleasure. Then said I, Lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me, to do thy will, O God. Above, when he said, Sacrifice and offering and burnt offerings, and offering for sin thou wouldest not, neither hadst pleasure therein, which are offered by the law. He said you wouldn't do the things I told you to do. That's why, if you look over there in Isaiah, the 1st chapter, look at Isaiah, the 1st chapter. Isaiah is prophesying the downfall of Israel. What were the sacrifices and the rituals for? They were to teach Israel. They were a schoolmaster. The law was a schoolmaster to bring us to Christ. There in the 3rd chapter of Galatians. Look here in Isaiah, the 1st chapter. Isaiah is prophesying the downfall of Israel, their destruction, their demise. And he says here in verse 10, Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom. He's calling Israel Sodom. Give ear unto the law of our God, ye people of Gomorrah. He's referring to Israel. To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me, saith the Lord? What are they good for? I am full of the burnt offerings of rams and the fat of fed beasts. I delight not in the blood of bullocks or of lambs or of he-goats. They were all pointing to Christ. That's what they were all for. And when you come to appear before me, who hath required this at your hand, to tread my courts? Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination to me. The new moons and the Sabbaths, the calling of assembly, I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meetings, your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. I appoint them to you, but the reason I hate them is because you're not obedient to me. The same day that they would go up here to Jerusalem and offer a sacrifice, they'd go down to Tophet, the valley of Tophet, and offer their children in the fire to Molech. He said, I don't want you going down to Molech and come up here and offer me a sacrifice. They were going after the sun gods. They are trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. And when you spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you, Israel. Yea, when you make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. Wash ye, make you clean. Put away all the evil of your doings. From before mine eyes, cease to do evil. Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. Judge the fatherless. Plead for the widow. God is saying, I'm fed up with your sacrifices. The sacrifices were merely pointers to Christ. That's all they were for. And go back over here to Hebrews 10. In verse 8, above when he said, Sacrifice and offering and burnt offerings and offering for sin thou wouldest not, neither hadst pleasure therein, which are offered by the law. He said, you didn't have any pleasure in doing what I said. You went after these other gods. Then said he, Lo, I come to do thy will, O God. He taketh away the first. He has taken away the Old Testament temple. He's blotted out the handwriting of ordinances in Colossians 2:14, so he can establish the second, the spiritual. Notice that he said that there's a shadow and an image in the first verse. This is what he's talking about in the 9th verse. Lo, I come to do thy will. He take away the first. He takes